This off the ground here. What's up, Revolution partners? Hey, if you're watching this on replay, put hashtag replay in the chat so we know that you were here. I'm going to go back to all the different comments that are here and give it a minute or so. I'd love to give some shout outs for our live audience today as well too. But let me know as you are coming in, where you're coming in from, by the way. We have an incredible family. And the most favorite part I have about what we do is getting to know you specifically. So let me know in the chats where you're coming in from. And also, if you are watching this live, be sure to share this into the Revolution Partners Facebook Messenger group so that your teammates can be onto this, and you might want to tag people onto this as well. But let me know where you're coming in from. I'll give it another 30 seconds or so before we got a topic, because I can't wait to share with you what we got going on. This will impact your life. This will transfer your mindset. This will increase your results, and it'll make it a lot more fun. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is James Zhang. I've been a part of this incredible industry of direct sales for 15 years, 13 with the same company, which now has become Partner Co. I was one of the founding partners to talk about these drops and go through a lot of cool things. But I have a question for us today. And I wonder if this has happened to you before as you're going towards your goals. But who here has ever found it interesting that when you make a decision towards changing your life, you make a commitment towards going for the next title, you say, I'm going to go 10-2, you're going to rock the world, we're going to go manager, I'm going to walk the PXP stage. Who here has ever noticed that bad things tend to happen almost right after you make that decision? Has that ever happened to you before? Put a me in the comments below if that's the case. And I can't see the live comments for some reason, so I know that you're there. I'm going to go through those, and I will read through all of them. Okay. So my title today is When Shiz Hits the Fan. Why does it happen? How do we respond to this? Isn't that interesting how this all works? So when I first got into entrepreneurship, I was 19. I was broke as a joke. I was super shy. I was so shy, I couldn't even order food at a restaurant shy. Like, it was that bad. So, and I was not used to failure. I was not used to rejection. I was not used to business. I wasn't used to succeeding, to be honest. So I remember when I finally said yes to this amazing profession and I got trained, following the launch, I'm following the guides that you guys have here. And who here's launched your business already, by the way? Put launched in the chat below. And I remember I was so excited and so expectant. And all of a sudden, it was like all hell broke loose. My parents were getting on my case. I remember my dad would intentionally call me up and he'd be like, you got to get out of that pyramid scheme. He would do research and try to convince me that this was illegal. I'm up in Berkeley, California. He's in San Diego. This is like 8 hours away. I'm supposed to be my own person. He's like trying to get at me. My closest family and friends, the friends I thought were for sure going to say yes. We went through the fraternity together. We went through hazing together. The ones I knew would say yes, said no. And they basically said I was in a cult. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? If my goals are supposed to happen, why is there so much resistance? Has this happened to anyone else as well too? And I was just like, man. And I remember thinking to myself, if there's this much resistance, it must mean that it's not for me. Okay, now I have some live chats here. I see you now. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Blair? What's up, Lindsay? Hey, Melissa, great to see you guys. Share this in the chat if you haven't already. And it wasn't until I realized that successful people understand this interesting duality, that it's not a matter of if resistance hits when you're going for something that you want. It's a matter of when. And if we don't understand that this is how life works, we don't understand why, and we don't understand how to navigate it, I'm promising you this. Every single time you're going to self-sabotage. Every single time you're going to get one step forward and it seems like you're going 3 steps back. And if you ever experienced that before, well, let's dive into this. Why does this happen? Okay. Couple of reasons. Number one, there is a psychological reason why when we make a decision to make a positive change in our life, that it seems like we self-sabotage. It seems like we come back. Every single one of us have what's called a self-image, a paradigm. A paradigm is okay if I go a little bit psychological, all right? Put a me in the comments if that's okay. I want you to understand who you are. I believe every single one of us are designed in such a unique and special and amazing way that when you start to understand who you are, how you function, it's like the success flow will just start to happen to you, right? So we have this paradigm, and a paradigm is a set of beliefs about yourself. We have paradigms about and set points about our weight, for example. Who here's noticed that before you knew about the drops, who here's ever lost some weight and then you gained it back again? Or you gain a little bit weight and then you brought it back again. You're like in this yo-yo place. You're like, why does this keep on happening, right? I'm always at this set point, right? We have paradigms, which we've absolutely broken through. By the way, if you've already gotten some results on the drops, put those in the chat. I saw Lindsay there. She's broken through her paradigm. She's 41 plus pounds down later, right? We have paradigms in our health. We also have paradigms in our wealth. Okay, we have paradigms in our wealth. It's weird. I remember there was a time in my life when it always felt like we would never pay off our credit cards. Like it was like we had eternal credit card debt. And it somehow kept on climbing up. It didn't matter how much we made in our business. It just kept on climbing up. It just kept on getting recharged. It's like, why is this the case? We're making more, but we don't have money. Has this ever happened to anyone where you're like, what? Why is this the case? It's because we're dealing with subconscious beliefs and paradigms that we need to be able to break through. So as you make a decision towards making more money, changing your family's trajectory for life, giving your kids the college that they deserve, giving your family the vacations that they want, just know the paradigm does not like to change. We are creatures of habits. This is also why you see, unfortunately, we're going to break these. I'm calling these out so we can break these, by the way, and this is in no condemnation. You see people that are in the same negative self-cycle of abusive and negative toxic relationships. And you're like, sister, why are you going back? You know they're bad for you. It's because we have paradigms in this. And if that is happening to you, today I declare freedom over that, by the way. All right. There is freedom over bad relationships right now. You're in a healthy place. You're in a healing place. You're in a place called Partner Co. You're in the Revolution Group. We're not just revolutionizing your business, by the way. We're revolutionizing your life. If you're okay with that, type amen in the chats below. Okay. Like I want to bring this all to awareness now. But aside the point, let's go back to your money. Let's go back to your business. Let's go back to breaking through these paradigms. When you make a decision that you are now no longer stuck and you're going to be breaking through, all hell breaks loose because your paradigm doesn't want to change. It likes to stay the same, even though it sucks. And understand that subconscious habits, it takes time. It takes time to reprogram yourself. It takes time to rewire yourself. So it's normal that when you make this decision to say, I'm going to change my life, that all of a sudden negative thoughts creep in. What makes you think you're right? You've tried this before. How do you think it's going to be any different? Don't you remember the last company? Don't you remember when they called you crazy? Don't you remember when you blah, 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 blah? Oh my gosh. Who here has been your own worst enemy before? This flood of stuff. And you're like, where did this come from? We would never talk to our family and our kids, by the way that we talk to ourselves many times, right? But it's crazy because you're dealing with paradigms. You're dealing with your subconscious. You're dealing with lies of the past that have kept you stuck. So one major reason why bad things seemingly happen is because your paradigm kicks in and keeps you there. It wants to keep you there. Okay? Bringing awareness. Second reason as well is if you believe there is such thing as a good and a bad, there's a good and an evil. I'm a person of faith. There's a God and there's an enemy. If you believe there's like some stuff out there, there's good and evil, put a me in the comments below. You're in an eternal struggle here. You're kind of in this cosmic battle. And you have a good aspect of you that wants to win. Those are your dreams, your aspirations. Those are you becoming a more loving mom and more loving grandma. Those are you becoming a chairperson level 5,000. Those are you becoming the fullness of you. There's also another side in this world that does not want you to step up to that. They don't want you to shine. Wants to keep you suppressed. Why? Because when you shine brightly and you unlock your potential and you step up to the woman, the man, the person that God designed you to be, that means that the enemy loses. And that you start to influence more people to good than the enemy can to evil. So there are also some cosmic forces at hand. We're not going to go super into it, but it's a real thing. Like these things happen, right? So I don't know if this happens for you, but for me, I've realized that when I want to make a big financial move, for example, it's like the car just knows when to break down, doesn't it? The fridge knows when to malfunction. The thing breaks. Has that happened? Like, it's like, why? Why does it own the car? Why is the check engine light on? Why do I have a flat tire? Right? It's like, huh? Oh my gosh. You know, the evil forces in the world know exactly what pricks at you. And it might not be a financial thing. Maybe it's a fight breaks out in your marriage. Maybe it is a outbreak or a rebellious child. Your dryer just broke, right? Like maybe it's like something happened with your internet or your phone. We're trying to make money from your phone. Your phone messes up, right? It's like, isn't this interesting? Type this in the chat. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It's important as we go into these things and when shiz hits the fan, that we kind of have this fascinating moment of, huh, wow, don't get drowned out in the emotion of it. Just we're bringing this to awareness so that then we can change it. Okay. So you're asking, well, what do I do about this? Your whole account gets hacked, right? What do you do about this? Well, let me give you a couple of things here. I'm glad that the timing is right because who here knows that this team is blowing up? All right. But I'm blowing up in the chats below. Like that is the absolute intention. Your card got hacked yesterday. Dang, your phone's a mess. Wow. Isn't that interesting? All right. 3 things for awareness on a solution. Number one, understand that if you're experiencing fear, fear is actually just negative faith. Okay? Fear is negative faith. You can choose what you want to believe in more. In the journey of your success, we are in this battle of choosing to believe the hope and the expectancy of a dream of the future, or we can choose to believe the external circumstances that may be negative that are happening right now. Both of them are faith. Fear is simply faith in the wrong things. So we all have the ability to have strong faith. Some people say, I'm not good at believing my dreams. You are good at believing, just the wrong thing. But God's given us an imagination and a free will to choose what conscious thoughts we allow into our subconscious. We have the ability to take captive thoughts. We have the ability to be like, nah, not today. I'm going to kick out that sinking thinking right now. And yes, there are real situations that are happening right now, but I'm not going to let this go into fear mode. I'm going to let me double down into faith. So think this, anytime you feel fear, rewire it into faith about what you want. Definitely not today, Satan, 100%. So when you start to feel fear, I'm making my post, I'm launching my business. Oh my gosh, what if no one says yes? It's very real. Hey, even Cindy and Lindsay, they've said this when they launched their business. They're like, can we do this again? Like, what if we're just like this is a one-time thing? What if no one actually talks to us, right? It's normal. It's not a bad thing to experience these negative thoughts. Like, these are normal. We're human beings. But you have the option of choosing how you then go. So you have something come up that's fearful. And then you say, no. But actually, I'm choosing to believe that I made the right decision. I'm choosing to believe that this business will change my family. I know that Cindy was thinking, I'm scared to make this post, but I'm choosing to believe that this will pay for my son's college. Who here is today going to choose faith on what you want? Put I choose faith in the comment below. You can choose. You can double down. You have that ability. Every single one of us does. But just understand that fear is just negative faith. That's all it is. You start to rewire yourself. Double down. Double down. All right. Number two. Here's the quickest hack, I believe, to getting out of when you experience these very real situations. The car breaks down, the fight breaks out, the negative thoughts flood in. The second thing is this: the most powerful emotion that you can have in the world is gratitude. Gratitude. I have a saying that gratitude is God's frequency. You can't beat someone that's grateful. All right, put gratitude in the chat below. You can't beat someone that's grateful. When you're grateful in the midst of the muck, I'll give you a story. It's okay if I get personal with you guys. All right, get personal. I'm going through these things. I needed this. That's what I'm telling you about this, right? Yes, fear is false evidence appearing real. So gratitude. Business is blowing up. Renew launch, amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to try it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yesterday, me and Becky got into the biggest fight in our life. Or not in life, this year. Literally, Becky said she cried the most this entire year just yesterday. It was one of those bad fights. You know, the one where my wife locks me out of the room. Bad fight. I'm like, man, gosh, I hurt her real bad. It was real bad. Not intentional, but things happened. And in the midst of this, I'm like, crap, man, we have a baby on the way, 90 days. We got a mission here. We got big things going on. We're launching a Renew thing. And now I'm in a big fight. The reason why I'm motivated is because I love my wife and I want to provide her an amazing life. And I want to be that best husband that could ever be. And here I am. This is shiz. Come on. We all got that, right? And in the midst, I'm like, why is this happening? And to be honest, at first, I'm like, bad thoughts come up, right? Oh, so ungrateful. Oh man, like this sucks. Why is this happening? But you know what I realized was this, and I just started getting into gratitude mode. If you're a person of faith, I'm thanking the Lord. My God, just thank you. I know you're in this. This is gonna be fine, right? Right, this is right on time. I'm thinking fears, negative faith. This is right on time. This is right on time. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I have a wife. The reason why she's hurt is because she loves me enough that what I say does impact her. Like I'm grateful that she loves me enough that I can hurt her. Not that I hurt her, but that she cares that much. I'm grateful that we're in this position here. There's so many things to be grateful for. Gratitude absolutely works. There's always something to be grateful for. I'm just counting my blessings, right? Type in the chat, what's one thing that you can be grateful for right now? I'm grateful that we're in this incredible family, the Revolution Group. I'm grateful that we're an amazing company. I'm grateful that we're alive. I'm grateful that we have first world problems. You know, it's like my phone shut down, first world problem. You know, like Facebook jail, first world problem, right? Like there's so many things that we could be grateful for. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have an amazing wife. I'm grateful that she's beautiful. I'm grateful she's going to be an incredible mom. I'm grateful watching her through her pregnancy journey. I'm grateful that she still is able to somehow like navigate and be an amazing business partner, life partner. I'm just so grateful, so grateful. And all of a sudden, all the fear and emotion and all that, I'm in a happy mood now. All right. You know, you can choose joy despite the circumstance. It can look like the world's going down in flames, but you can still be joyful. You can choose joy. Put in the chat, I choose joy. I choose joy. Gratitude attracts opportunities. Gratitude attracts good news. Gratitude attracts God. And he wants to come into the midst where there's gratitude. Okay? The opposite repels. So joy. Joy. And the last part is this. I'll finish the story there, by the way, as well too. So cliffhanger. Last mindset. We talked about fears, negative faith. We talked about gratitude is God's frequency. The last thing. Anxiety. 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 Who here's felt anxious feelings? Oh my gosh. Oh, what do I do? Oh, do I make this post? Oh, how do I do this? Oh my gosh, there's new boards. Oh my gosh, I was just getting the machine. Now it's changed. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Right. Anxiety. What I've realized, and successful people know this, is any single time you feel anxiety, it's actually disguised excitement. Did you get that? Anxiety is disguised excitement. They're both a very similar emotion. It's just that if we let anxiety take its course, it paralyzes you. If you retweak it and you say, oh, anxious? Okay, now I'm excited, actually. Right? Your heart starts palpitating or starts beating faster, your hands start palpitating, you're starting to breathe, like you're getting into this mode, right? Disguised excitement. So instead of letting this paralyze you, this is your opportunity to step in and step up. This is your opportunity to do something different that you've never done before. This is your time to dig in and be like, I'm going to show up different this time. I'm going to show up different this time. Personal example. We've been married for almost 9 years now. I think I'm doing better. Ask my wife. I used to, when these types of fights would happen, let me tell you how I would react before. I know, ladies, you're going to be like, this is going to make you cringe, okay? So my wife, when we get into these fights, discussions, however you want to call it, what I typically did is I would feel anxiety and I would run away from anxiety. And you know what I would do? not engage, meaning I would turn cold-hearted. I would give my wife space. I would pretend like nothing happened. I would move on business as usual, and I would avoid the problem. And I'd pretend like nothing ever happened. I'd be like, she'll get over it. Dave needs to hear this. Guess what? Ladies, does that ever work? No. Even if you say you want space, it actually doesn't mean you want space. True or not true? I've learned women, you have to kind of play opposites sometimes, you know? So that's how I used to do it. If you're anxious with your business, you know what typically happens is we let it freeze you. You're like, this is why I shouldn't take action right now. This is why I shouldn't post right now. This is why I shouldn't follow up right now. This is why I shouldn't do the engagement sanitary now. This is why I shouldn't do the launch week right now. Let me wait until things settle down. Let me wait until things are better. Let me wait until the coast is clear. That's the trap. That's the trap. You don't disengage. This is when you double down and you really engage. This is your opportunity to lean into the mess. This is your, Cindy and Lindsay say this, there's money in the mess. This is when you're like, problem, let's go solve it. Let's go figure this out. Let me do this different. Let me go seek some counsel and go right back into the mix. Let me not let anxiety hold me down. Let me rephrase this as the sky is excitement. This is my opportunity. So this time, what I did was something different. He did lock the door, and well-deserved, valid. I would lock myself out. It was bad. Okay. She was trying to ignore me. I'm not throwing Becky under the bus, by the way. Like, she is so valid for doing these things. But this time, what I did was this. Dave's calling you. That's so funny. I stood by the door, loving. I'm knocking. Like, open the door, please. I know she's hungry, so I bring some food to the door. I try to bribe her with our dog Coco. Climb in the window, Jane says. Dang, I know. Next time I need to do that. And I'm loving her. And I know this time, this is my opportunity to show up stronger and to love better. And love will eventually whittle it down. I'm apologizing. I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm loving on him, giving words of affirmation, and I'm just persistently patient. And eventually she opens the door. She got hungry. You have to open the door, right? Yes, here we go. I prepare a meal. We eat together. We cry together. We talk together. We hug, we kiss. Everything's good. And I look back, I'm like, man, shiz does break loose. We have big goals, we have big wants, you know? And Becky came and she was so graceful. We made up. My wife's amazing, by the way. I'm not growing a human being inside of my body. What right do I have to complain about anything, you know? Hardest job in the world. Women, you guys are amazing. And I'm just thinking to myself, it's like, isn't this all right on time? You love when I say shiz? I'll say it more just for you, Lindsay. All of us, you might not have a fight like that that's breaking out, but who here, I'm sure, in your last week, you've had some type of thing hit you, right? You've had something smack you on the side. You've had a leadership situation. You've had a negative prospect. You've had negative self-doubt. You've had a financial situation. You've had, like, things happen. You have something with your kid. They're acting out. Remember, it's right on time. Remember, there's a process of breakthrough. Remember, if it is happening, if this type of resistance is happening, it's not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you should go. And it's a unique opportunity now. So to recap, Sherry, you're so funny. Fear, if you're experiencing it, It's just negative faith. Retune it. Double down on your faith towards what you want. Gratitude is God's frequency. Start counting that. Get into that good space. And number 3, anxiety is disguised excitement. Use this opportunity to think, what am I excited about? Use this as an action motivator, not a demotivator. And lean into it. And you're going to come out to the other side. And what happens is this. We're in the battle against the paradigm. When you overcome it with inspired action and you grow, you know what happens? You're like, I'm different now. I'm a different woman. I'm a different entrepreneur. I'm a different mom. I'm a different husband now. Because now I went against what I thought was there before. I went against the apathetic James Ng as a husband towards a loving, pressing, will fight for you husband. And I will never be the same again. And you will never be the same again. You're going to go from the one that was a coward to the courageous. You're going to go from the one that was fearful to faithful. You're going to be the one that always seemed to miss their goals to prospering. You're going to be going from debt to overflow, from sickness into health. But we need to press in when this resistance comes. So I hope this encouraged you. I'm so proud of you. Becky is so proud of you. Your leadership is so proud of you. We're honored to partner with you. We all need each other. We are better together. Thanks for letting me share that story. I hope that was fascinating at the very least. And really reflect on this and think, how do I retune this today? And I promise you, the other side is so much better. All right. To tag someone on to this, if your teammates didn't see this, let me know however we can help you. Other than that, have a great one. God bless.